So with June almost over, let's look at what we've done and what we're about to do. We'll just go over the topic very fast. We'll put a lot of links in the video description. Pimax Prime is a flexible way of trying out our VR headsets. You pay a base price for the Crystal Lite or the Crystal Super, and then once you receive the headset, you have 14 days to try it out. If you keep it, you pay the remaining amount through Pimax Play. So there used to be two options for this, in one go or across 24 months, but this last option is now removed, for several reasons. First, we see that most users pay in one go anyway. Also, a lot of users do not like the notion of Prime as a subscription, the feeling that they're tied to something. And this is the opposite of what we're trying to achieve with Prime, which is a very flexible way to try out our VR headsets, without being tied to a purchase. VR is a very subjective experience, so we encourage as many people as possible to try out our VR headsets. But that doesn't mean Prime is cancelled. It's simply a split payment now rather than a subscription. We still offer 14 days to try it out. Also, there used to be a 10% discount if you paid in one go, and this is now adjusted to 5% together with new currency rates. So please check the headset pricing for your currency on our official website. This may have changed. For shipping, we ran into a slight delay due to a panel shortage. This has been resolved, but it does mean we're running slightly behind schedule. To speed up production, we have temporarily halted production on the Crystal Lite to assist with the production of the Crystal Super. Pimax owns 3 factories, one for the optical stacks, one for the Crystal Lite, and one for the Crystal Super. So 2 for the Crystal Super now. This means we're quickly catching up on the delay, but yes, I totally share the frustration of our users about this situation. Last month, we announced Crystal Super Ultrawide, a variant of the 50 ppd QLED optical engine with a wider field of view at the cost of some stereo overlap. Since we announced this, we heard of many 50 ppd users who would like to switch. And we also think that nearly all users will be happy with the wider field of view and will be fine with the overlap of the Crystal Super Ultrawide. So, if your order has not yet shipped, you can swap your order from the 50 ppd to the Ultrawide. The pricing does not change and your order will not be put back into the queue. The Ultrawide will be shipped in the order of when the original purchase was made. However, since the Ultrawide mass production is about to start, your headset in this case will be shipped slightly later. If you have already received the 50 ppd, then you can either purchase the Ultrawide optical engine for a discounted price or pay a small fee to exchange your optical engine. We take on most of these costs, but we cannot swap these optical engines for free. We're making 2 improvements to our quality control. The inspection report that we implemented in May for the Crystal Super is also going to be used for the Crystal Lite, and we will keep inspecting each headset twice, once at the factory and once before shipping. But the second test will be moved from our HQ to the region of the customer. For instance, if you order a Super or Lite in Germany, your Crystal Super will be tested by our warehouse in Düsseldorf or Dortmund before it is shipped to you. We're relaunching OpenMR. This is a community for PCVR enthusiasts, so imagine we'll be launching beta features here, hold AMAs, provide guides and more in-depth discussion about our products. We aim to create more evergreen content here rather than quick fleeting messages in a chat or on an algorithmic feed. As announced earlier, extended warranty is now finally available for the Crystal Super and Crystal Lite. Our latest Pimax Play is out and brings fixes, improvements and new features such as controller calibration and the option to pin virtual windows in VR. This is helpful, for instance, if you're doing setups in iRacing and you want to keep the setup PDF open, or a playing guide in DCS, or you want to keep open Discord while you play VR chat. Upcoming features are the wide FOV mode for the 50 ppd Crystal Super, as well as adjustable local dimming. Also, the Wi-Fi streaming beta for the original Crystal will start in July. Any questions, please leave them below. But I would just like to add that I'm pretty positive about the future of PCVR. New titles are coming out, existing games get PCVR support, and titles like MSFS and iRacing are getting quad views. I think sometimes we forget to realize how amazing this time is we're living in. And that's it for now. Thank you.